Spinning through identity, reveal another pretty little scheme. Save her mind, hold her hand, and don't believe a lie. You understand me. Walk her down the valley, pack a piece of heaven for the bottoms of her feet. Teach her how to jump and how to stretch when she reach, like the angels do, and you gon' make it through now. Tell about the healer, greater is the one within and call him as the leader. Teach her how to hold a pretty hand up to the sky, and never wait upon the giver, he'll deliver like a dealer. To take her higher, higher, fly out the valley and the fire. Take her higher, higher, fly up out the valley and the fire. Train her feet for running.
Hi everyone, how have you guys been doing? Thank you so much for coming back. For returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming. Everyone that has kept watching, I thank you so much. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Oh, Tasha, it used to be girl 256. This was the other girl. I have brought her back, but thank you guys for coming back. Stay tuned.
I've come as a guest.
Yeah, she has come as a guest. Yeah. So yeah.
So today we are going to talk about. We were very privileged to go back to our homeland, which is Uganda, a few years ago. I just went recently, but she went, a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to come and share what our experiences were, because we have been on the phone this whole time, just reminiscing on what we experienced when we went back after a very long time, and we're like, we are going to share with you guys. So
well, I had the experience first right before she had it, and when I came back from Uganda, I was telling her what I had gone through, the experiences I've had for the first time. For me it was 3 years, for her it was 4 years. So I was back in Uganda after 3 years coming in the US without going back. For her it was 4 years, and the whole time I was saying, oh my god, this is happening, and it's like I was making noise for her. It's like I was yelling in her ears. So now she gets to go and actually gets to experience what I was actually like talking about. And she's like, oh my gosh, you remember what you told me? That happened, and I was so mad and all that stuff. So we're now here to just give our general view of what our initial experiences were, and the good and bad.
Absolutely. And where should we start? First of all, it's when you get into, like, at the airport.
Yeah.
Everything looked really different, old, unfortunately. It's not kept. Yeah. And based on what I remember 4 years ago, you would hope that, things change, things look a little better.
Yeah.
There's a lot that hasn't been kept, so that was super, like, I was in shock. It was surprising. How about you?
Something confusing me is that there were the good and bad. Now I don't know if in a nutshell, since the sun is going down, you should do the good first, and then maybe the not the bad, but the
surprising.
That's maybe
like,
not the surprising.
Is it like culture shock? Because now we've been
really?
like the American culture, so we were kind of culturally shocked, because we were born and raised there, but not culture shock, because culture shock is like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that existed. Okay.
Something we knew, maybe we had just forgotten. Maybe things that we had forgotten actually happened that way, and we're like, this. Now it's good to talk about the good, but because the main thing is that we wanted to put some points across, we're going to start with,
we're going to start with the things that kind of surprised
us, or things that we feel like, you guys do better.
Do
better.
You can do better. So tell us your first experience.
My first experience is with customer care service, right from the airport. You go, like, the first experience I had at the airport, oh my gosh, you guys, you might have, please put Chiboko there, like, put sticks to beat us so that we know how angry and what we are. Like, they are so rude, very impolite. Like, you would go and the person asking you for a yellow fever card is like as if they have seen you from somewhere, and maybe you made them mad and you didn't know you made them mad. So they'll be like, you know, like looking at you so disgusted, and they're like, where is your yellow fever card?
Right.
Like,
Absolutely. Like,
ask someone, you know, can I
Yeah.
have your yellow fever card? Do you have it
yeah.
on you? Like,
Or
why would
how
you?
are you doing today?
I know how you're
How
doing
was your
today.
flight?
How was
So
your
that,
flight?
You know, a few things to
Okay, you don't
consider.
have to be extra like that, but be nice enough to say, you know, can I have your yellow fever card? But why would you first weigh me up and down before even?
Even
You know?
way
Like,
up and down.
yeah.
For those that don't know, weighing up and down is
It's-
okuzimu, right?
Yeah, but actually explain it to the Amazon because
Oh.
Ugandans definitely do. You guys know what weighing up and down is. Yeah. It's someone like looking at you and like making you feel like belittle you and just look at you like, you know, we don't have time for you.
Right.
We have better things to do. Which one for you?
So for me it was the Airtel, and I'm sure she also had an
Oh my
experience with
gosh.
that. Now I had shared with you
Airtel.
guys, for those that follow me on my Instagram, that I was
Yeah.
going to get an eSIM, and my best friend is the one that told me
Yeah.
about it. Don't worry, when you get there, you just go, you know, get an
Yeah,
eSIM.
eSIM.
I'm like, oh, cool. And when I got there, because of my network that I have in the US, T-Mobile, it works with Airtel.
Yeah.
I think but that's what they told me. So I go to an Airtel shop with my dad one morning. We get there, we're like super early, like at 8:30. I don't know what time they open, but they were open. We get in, there's someone at the front desk. We tell them, hey, I'm here to get an eSIM. He says, okay, you go and sit over there. Points to where I should go and sit. So my dad and I go, we sit, and then we're just waiting there, and there's like tellers, different tellers, and people are seated behind the desks in these tellers. And I'm thinking, I wonder why I'm still seated here. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, no one is calling me to ask me, okay, how can I help you? Nothing. So I walk to the teller and I ask them, tell them, you know, I came in to see if I could get an eSIM. I've been seated here for like more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And the guy says, oh, okay, well, the network is not on. I'm like, okay. You know, that moment where you're expecting someone else to say something, like,
Yeah.
follow it up with something. The
Yeah.
network is not on, and this is what is going to happen. Or
Yeah.
he's like, the network is not on, and he keeps going. I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? He's like, I don't know. You could probably try other Airtel stores, or you can try it again tomorrow, or sometime next week, or this week. I don't know. I'm like, can you tell me when you think that the network will come on, so that I know I'm not just roaming in Airtel stores looking for if the network is on, you know? He says, I don't know when the network will be on. And our manager also doesn't know, and he's not in office yet. So that is the best I can do for you. Just keep trying other stores, or you can keep trying other days in the week. You guys, I was like, wow, if I had a job, a family, and commitment, how am I supposed to be chasing down Airtel stores to try to get an eSIM? First of all, I'm getting a service from you, so in return, I guess I am a customer and I should be a customer, but I'm the one supposed to be chasing down. For me, it seemed like I'm the one supposed to be chasing down Airtel
To get a service.
to get an eSIM. So for me, that was my experience, and it was so surprising. How about you?
Let me go. All right. Okay. So for me, my experience was kind of similar. I get into the Airtel place. I think it's the same exact place she's talking about.
On
Because that
Kampala
one-
Road.
On Kampala Road, like on Mackay. I think
Yeah.
it's on Mackay Street or Mackay Road, that one. So I go there and I want to get an eSIM. And they're like, oh, you can go make a line. Like there's I think security or like maybe someone welcoming people in, like a greeter welcoming people in. And she's like, you can go stand over there. He's not even looking at who he's talking to. You can go and stand over there. I'm like, And then they were like she explained, they were like tellers, like, you know how the bank can be tellers. So many people. There were like maybe 8 tellers. So 5, like up to maybe 8 to 10 plus people on every teller. The tellers behind, meanwhile, they are jazzing, like talking, laughing, and
It's
doing
like a
a bunch
hangout,
of
eh?
nothing, like a hangout, including their branch manager, and the rest of the people are just right behind,
Waiting,
and they don't even know if they're in the right line. And then there is also like another desk somewhere there, whereby the guy just pointed for me to go, and he's like, you can go there. And then me, I'm like, sorry for that. And then I go to that place and stand with the rest of the people, like 15 of them. And I stand there because I am thinking maybe they'll see that I've walked in and I'm standing with the rest, and someone is going to come and actually tell me what I'm going to do. I get there and some guy, and 5 minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes, I'm like, maybe this is how it works. And then I see everyone, how I got actually notified in my head was someone came, and afterwards, somehow I think they were used to the system and they picked a paper and started filling in things. And then I asked the person, and then I asked the person, so the person moves in, and then I asked the person where they were filling in papers, like the person probably that was in charge. I'm like, am I supposed to fill in this paper? And then the person is like, what have you come to do? And then I'm like, oh, I came to fill in my eSIM. I want to get an eSIM added to my phone. And then the person is like, make a line over there. He specifically shows me what line to go to. And I'm like, okay, that has to be the line I have to go to. I stand. When I stand there, there was like maybe like 8 people. Let me tell you, to work on one person, you like 30 minutes. One person, and there were 8 people. And I was like, maybe they're whatever. So it took me almost 2 hours before I could get to the front. I get to the front, and the chick that was behind tells me, oh, sorry, I don't deal with that. This one right here is one that deals with that.
And she had
and
to
I'm
go
like,
back in line.
And then I'm like, okay, is there a way since I've been in line for you to tell her that way she can work on me next or something? She's like, no, you have to go at the back, in a very arrogant and very disrespectful and mean manner of, just go back behind like the rest. I'm like, oh my gosh. I keep quiet and go to the line. Again, I was like the 5th or 6th. Same thing, an hour plus. You guys, I'm not even kidding. Like an hour to get to the front. I get there and the chick tells me my network is down. Try that one. I went to like 3 lines. I'm not kidding, you guys. I am not joking. I went to like 3 lines and it was the same thing.
The frustration, guys.
And then, guess where I ended up going? To the manager. I ended up going to the manager. Apparently, the person was supposed to work on the eSIM. There is no line. There's like right there. But I had to go through all these tellers just before I got to the person. I think the phone technician, phone clinic, something department. A little kind of table. The way you just have to go. And the manager is just right here. And then I go to the manager to give my opinion, or like to tell him how you guys are treating us is really so bad. There's an old woman they were tossing up and down, and that really made me feel bad. Like, have some compassion for your clients too. So this chick, I got to the line, talked to the manager. The manager was on the phone. He had no time for me. I wish I remembered his name. He had no time for me. And one of the tellers come to meet him, and they even ignore me and start talking and jazzing. I'm like, hey, God,
Uganda Zabu.
that is why God doesn't give us power, because in such a situation,
Seriously.
I would use all my powers to just punch his head. I swear. God, thank you for not giving us power. Imagine if I had the authority. He would go his home without legs, because like, wow. The manager did not care. He was like, I'm in some meeting. You have a meeting instead of, how do you have a meeting in a store? Excuse yourself. Leave.
Yeah.
Delegate someone to do the work
To
for
take
you.
care. Exactly.
You're not even caring. Like, you're one of your representatives are supposed to be working on people is just talking to you and hanging out and asking you how your night was, bro. So me, that was my experience. You guys do better.
I know.
Do better.
Like, yeah, there's a lot that has to be done better. My second experience, I went to a bank. I guess I'm going to stop calling out names of companies, because wow. I went to a bank.
No, they need to know.
They need to know.
Stand big.
My second experience, I went to a bank. I think this was DFCU. It was at one of the malls, and outside they clearly said they do foreign exchange. So I had a couple of dollars and I wanted to get Ugandan shillings. They didn't specify, first of all, that they only do foreign exchange for people that have accounts with them. We do foreign exchange. That's what it was. I get in line. At least they had chairs. You sit in line, but you're seated. So I get in line and I'm there waiting. And then while I'm waiting, so I think I was on the phone or something. I was probably with my son, but I was kind of distracted. So the lines, the chairs are lined up to the teller. And then the person, 2 people in front of me, so the first person leaves, and then you just have to keep getting to the next chair. So I was distracted with my son. And then the person that was in front of me stood up to go to the front chair next to the teller, and I didn't stand up quite like, as quick as possible to get to the chair, like to move in line. Out of the blue, a certain guy just comes and sits. And I look at him, I'm like, Sebo. And he looked back at me. He said, Auntie, but then just to translate that for him, because he saw that I wasn't getting up to sit in line to get to move to the next seat, he helped himself to get in front of me. That's something that I guess
something happened to me. No, that something happened to me, but for me it was different. It was in the airport. At the airport, I told you about it, but I'll say it again. So I was in the line. You know how you come, you're checking, you're entering. There's that curtain of the airport when you're going to departures. The Uganda airport. So there is the first part where you put your baggage. I think for security purposes or something. So I'm in line. I'm the next. Some Ugandan guy probably doing some business in Nigeria, and his cargo came with a lot of luggage. You guys, you know how you get your things, the boxes, and even they're tied with a lot of salt tape, like big boxes, like 3 of them. And I think he had to be probably on Uganda Airways. Plus he was saying Uganda Airways is leaving him, they're waiting for him. What? He comes out of the blue. I put my suitcase. As I'm lifting my suitcase to put it, I see someone coming with a huge thing and putting it on the conveyor belt. No, excuse me, nothing, like, excuse me, I'm running late, can I really put this real quick and go? And I look at the person, I'm in shock, and everyone around, like all of us were in line patiently waiting as we should, because we planned for our time. And you, mister, you did not probably plan your time properly. So this person comes very quickly and puts his things. All of us stand in shock. Security is not doing anything about it. So excuse me, sir, it's your fault, you came late, get in line. No, the person was like, I think this is the person that constantly comes in. You know, Ugandans know there are people that are like, Chitoleko is going to be here in 5 hours. We are used to him coming. So all of us, the goats have to be behind. All the cows have to be behind. While Mr. Chitoleko goes ahead of us. So we had to leave Mr. Chitoleko to pass because his things are more important than our things. But as Uganda Airlines or Uganda God knows what, like our Ugandan airport, why don't you, like, why it's already bad that there is no clear system, but those are small things, like human kind of things, whereby if the security person just stood there and looked, they had no time. I think they're just looking at the clock of when is my shift ending and I go home. It was so rude, like, no, excuse me, you're pushing people around. I planned for my time, I sacrificed instead of being with my family. I planned to come ahead of time. Now for you, Mr. Chitoleko, you decided to come last minute. You guy, if you see this video, thank God I was not God. You would not have feet.
Oh my God. Just know, with that DFC, when I go to the front, after a long wait, I get there and they tell me, do you have give me your bank account number. I'm like, excuse me, I don't have a bank account here. The lady says, okay, so what are you doing here? I'm like, I just wanted to get my money changed. She's like, no, I'm sorry, we can't help you if you don't have an account with us. Next. Guys, that's exactly how it was. I looked at my dollars, I'm like,
oh God.
Wow. Like, first of all, you didn't even put it outside. The person that I asked who was at the front desk, I said, do you guys do? I saw that you do foreign exchange outside. Do you? She said, yeah, get in line.
Yeah, the person should have asked, do you have an account with us?
That would have been the first question. Easy. So I don't have to wait for 45 minutes and not even get the service that I was waiting for.
So in a nutshell, I had the same experience with the bank teller, but in Stanbic, because I was trying to activate some account, maybe get an account or something. But the problem is not even now your message. Why do you look at us badly? Especially you women.
Wow.
You women.
We can do better, guys.
Like the woman can look at you.
Yeah.
And it feels like maybe she saw you somewhere out with God knows what.
And I know many times people wake up with bad days and all that. But you're at a job and you're supposed to provide a service. So like, just do it with all your might.
Do it with all your mind. Plus, you are there to give us a service. You are a customer care representative, or you are a representative. You're representing Stanbic.
Exactly.
Do not feel like a boss. You're there to help us. We are ignorant, probably educate us in the nicest way possible. You don't lose anything. But you people behind the teller, you feel like you have arrived. How do you call you have arrived in the America? How do you explain it to an American?
You feel like you have authority.
You have authority
above everyone and everything.
In actual sense, I think we are the bosses
because we are the customers.
You
know, we are the reason you actually still have that job.
Yeah.
That if you're to think about it, so yeah, I think
like the only thing that tellers don't have is a stick to start beating us. Yeah, from the way they talk to us, the only thing they don't have is a stick.
Wow.
Or just use your shoes so that you beat us and we know that you beat.
And honestly, these are some of the things that we should work towards changing.
Yeah.
Our country is a beautiful country.
Yeah, beautiful.
We just need a few things to be changed, you know?
Yeah.
My other experience, I had an Uber driver, and this is a story I'll bring onto my
channel.
Onto my Instagram as well. So I get into an Uber driver. My brother helped me do the Uber, order for the Uber since I didn't have the app. The Uber was taking me from Kampala to Jinja, so that's kind of far. And I was with my son, and we traveled in the night because we had things that held us up. You guys, tell me how the Uber driver comes to pick me up, and he tells me, because it shows on the thing how much. He tells me it's saying 130 Ugandan shillings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, fine, let's go. You guys, we start driving, but it was late in the night. It was not, because we left Kampala like at around 10. Actually, not even 10, 8 p.m. So we start driving. For some reason, on Jinja Road or Kampala Road Highway, I don't know what happened. Maybe there were several accidents or they were working on the road. You guys, we get in traffic. And we are all there stranded. My son is tired. We are just stuck in the car. It's late in the night. Tell me how the guy gets off the road, parks on the gas station, and tells me, Nyabo, ogenda kunyongeramu emitwalo 5. Kati simanyi oba onyongeramu oyogere kati oba mbaleka wano. 12 a.m. in the middle of nowhere. I don't even remember. I have my son, I have bags. Guys, I was like, wow, and it's the only thing I have to do. I have to accept and give him the money he wants so that I can go. And yet, if he had just gone with the increase that was on the phone, because you know on Uber it increases if there's more time. That would have been a fair deal, which was like 20,000. He said, me, I want 50,000. Era obogenda zinyongera ngamba kati, otherwise nzenzire Kampala.
Interpret it for people.
So what that means is, I want you to give me an extra 50,000. He parked at the gas station and said, I want you to give me an extra 50,000 because of the traffic. If you don't agree to give me 50,000 extra, then you can leave my car and find means to go to where you're going. Mind you, we are in the middle of nowhere. It's
and
like you're in forests, and I have my son, a 7-year-old. I have bags. I'm a woman. It's 12 a.m. in the night. Clearly, you're not giving me options. What you're telling me is you have to give me the 50,000. And yet on his phone, the app was saying the increase is by 20,000. So I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That was just surprising, but we moved. I had to give him the 50K because
but it's unfair because now they left you on the street with a child. Like humanity, I feel like sometimes you don't do things because we are going to be paid off or something. It's just your kindness.
Exactly,
it pays off. God pays it off. Some of you might not be spiritual, but it pays off. So at the end of the day, you guys, there are so many stories. Now, we are not saying this because we don't love our country. We love our country. That's why we come back. We love our country. We love our parents. We love our relatives. It's just the people. Like sometimes we need to do better. And some people be like, oh, because you guys have a summer, you have a lot of this and that. It's not that. You have
What
a lot
is
of
kajanja in English?
Like you have a lot of kajanja. What is it?
Kajanja, please tell us in the comments
section,
what kajanja is.
Yeah, what is kajanja?
In English.
So we hope our friends that don't know what kajanja means, our viewers that don't know what kajanja is. But the fact that you have to be disrespectful to people, it's not good. If you're there to give us a service, give it to us. Another thing, Angela, that I forgot to mention is that for us people in diaspora, when you call Airtel to say, oh, I sent money maybe on my account number and it did not reflect, they ask you to come into the what? Into the offices. You told them,
On the
I
phone.
am not around.
Exactly.
I have this problem. As a customer, may you
Someone
put
that helps
situ
people who are
in diaspora?
Yeah.
Like, if Airtel, for example, if something happened, maybe you're sending money to your mom and something happened, you will never get it until you go. So if
Everything
you're
is
not authorized
still-
to travel,
yeah.
wait for the 7 years until you can travel, then you go and fix your money. That probably should have got 1 million years ago. Like, put services that can help people in diaspora. Airtel. Whoever is leading Airtel. Stanbic, I think all banks. My friend Pepias, she was stranded because she couldn't access her Stanbic was deactivated, apparently because of suspicious activity, which is okay, you're protecting the bank. But if someone calls you, they verify themselves. They have said, I can send you my passport, I can send you my personal. You can FaceTime and make sure I'm the right person. Why wouldn't you help them? Why do you need them to show up for something you can do on your system?
Seriously.
Like, you guys, we're Ugandans, but sometimes we just want to hide ourselves and say, that country.
Anyhow, we are wrapping up.
Yeah, we are wrapping up.
We are wrapping it up, and we just wanted to call this episode. We just wanted to share these experiences. These are some of the challenging experiences, but we have beautiful experiences
Oh
that
my
we will be
gosh.
sharing with you.
Yeah.
We love our country. We
We
love
love.
home. It's always going to be home, but of course, there's things that
Yeah.
would be nice if they were improved.
Exactly.
So
The last thing though is about the border guys. I know it will never change. Even if I shout today and the president talks about it, it will never change. You know, passing by, like, you guys who don't know border guys, in our country we have people that ride motorcycles for work. So you can carry someone on the back of your motorcycle and they give you money. So there are so many of those that people use it as a business. Now most of those people are maybe they harass people. I don't know if they know that that's harassment, but it's actually harassment. So you pass by someone, you smack on their bum,
Exactly.
you call them names, and in a very disrespectful manner that makes them very undignified, makes them lose their dignity. So I know it won't change.
At least
Some
not
guy
now.
followed me from where I was picked up, saying nonsense up to almost so many miles away, just because he's giving compliments, but they weren't even compliments. They were like, he was embarrassing me, he was talking about how I looked, he was talking about so many things, following me, using his own fuel. Thank God it was your own fuel, you guy. So that's harassment, you guys. But I know, like, some people maybe don't mind.
Yeah.
But
And
like
it's-
she said, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Like she said, there are so many beautiful things about our country. I love our country. And for me, how I'll call it is that the next episode I'll be comparing what Ugandans do that is amazing versus what Americans do that is probably the opposite. And then there are also beautiful things about America. So I'll just do a comparison of what we do that is beautiful, that I've found very different here. And those are the topics that I would love to share. So in a nutshell, what is happening in this video?
So what's happening is we are so glad you guys came to hang out with us today.
Yeah.
With my guest,
Yeah.
my best friend,
And my guest too, because it's gonna be on my channel as well.
yes. So have a good rest of your week, and we shall see you guys soon.